Hey, fellow journeyers, I thought I'd jump on here because I'm actually speaking to a lot of people in the last 2 days and about their emotions. The emotions are running super high. Okay, how could they not be? But some people are actually feeling guilty about their emotions, that they can't get out of anxiety, they can't stop being fearful or even angry. And so I was speaking to a friend today who I'm actually going to be doing a live video with on Friday, and she was talking about how, she almost can't get back to anything good in her mind, in her heart, because of the anger that she feels. And, it came to me while I was speaking to her that I had to remind her that anger is a human emotion that's actually a gift. And to be honest, fear, anxiety, and anger, and I'm pointing to my head for fear, I'm pointing to my heart for anxiety, and I'm pointing to my gut for anger, because as part of the Enneagram, which I studied for many years, which is an ancient philosophy based on the belief that we all come from one of three centers. We're either a head person, a heart person, or a gut person. And now all of us have fear, anxiety, and anger. That's not the point, but there are people who will be primarily coming from the anger center all the time. That's their superpower, okay? Some of us come from the heart, and then other people will come from fear. And maybe we need to know right now that as human beings, we can turn these back into our superpower. We don't have to be in a compulsed state with any of those three emotions. And I'll tell you why. They were given to us for reasons. Think about it. People who live in fear, they actually are the inventors of the world. They're actually thinking ahead, whereas maybe a gut person jumps in before they even check to see if there's water in the pool. A head person's making sure it's the right temperature and it's all perfect and it's the right amount of chlorine and everything else. An anxiety person, who's stemming from an extreme amount of empathy, is the person who's thinking about others and how things play out and thinking about the whole. So if we were to not have one of those, if we would not have fear, if we didn't have anxiety, we didn't have anger, we would be in a weird society, wouldn't we? Anger people are the driving force. They're righteous indignation. They change laws. They have the power. They feel the doingness. They want to move and act. And so all of us are feeling these in a compulsed state right now. Why? Because we feel our hands are tied, because we don't know what to do with these emotions. We don't know if we're being told the truth or if the right things are being done. Let's face it, we have a lot of people in charge of our country, and they've never been through a pandemic, so they don't necessarily know what to do, and they may be making mistakes. And here we are in judgment of them. We're hearing ridicule back and forth all day long. We're hearing negativity all day long. All of this is literally negating what we should be sitting in, which is the most amount of love and positive energy and compassion and tolerance that we can muster. All right, we need to flip back that fear and that anxiety and that anger into something that is productive. Otherwise, we're going to get a disease of a different nature, of a different kind, okay? Or we're going to start attacking one another, and that's the worst thing that can happen right now. So what can we do? Well, for me, when things come from an extreme anger point, I put the heart into it. I actually ask for more truth, because sometimes when we're angry about something, it's an imbalanced look or an imbalanced view or perspective of something that's going on. So I always ask, let me see truth. But then I also have to say to myself and be open to hearing it, okay? Because what do? We're very stubborn. We feel angry about something. We feel we need to stay in that anger to give us strength, and we need to stay in that anger in order to be right. And instead, it's better to do right than be right, okay? And bottom line, we don't want to sit with a lot of anger anyway. We really want to, if we are angry about something, what do we really, really want? We really want to see it change, the situation change, or let something better happen. So the second that we allow for truth to come in, we see a better way to handle something. We see another potential angle that we didn't see before. Now maybe we can approach the person that we're angry with or the situation with some intelligence and wisdom. The second that we say, I want to see truth, we're pulling in the soul. We're not just in our human stuff. We're pulling on a superpower in addition to the human superpower, the spiritual superpower, the human superpower. So now all of a sudden we're being gifted with the right words to speak, the right temperament, the right angle, the right verbiage, whatever it takes. And that means we're going to heal the situation. Isn't that what we all want to do right now? So my mom called me just a little while ago, full of anxiety. Thank God she's feeling better, but now she's calling me to tell me how scared she is of me getting the virus, or of my daughter who's a PA and working at the hospital. And I said to her, Mom, you're the best person I know as far as a Christian. Why are you not turning to God right now? Why aren't you turning your anxiety into love, into protection, into prayer? Because It doesn't do you any good to sit in this anxiety and cry over what can be when you can utilize the time to actually do something productive and picture your granddaughter in a beautiful healing energy, an aura of like love that surrounds her, and superpower, like a spiritual order of the highest protection. I said, you better than anybody, you're so connected to God. You can pray and you can make this happen, and see her super healed and healthy and strong, helping others instead of picturing her sick. What good is that? And she listened, she understood, and she started calming down. And I realized, many other people are sitting in that state. And if you have that much sympathy and empathy, if you are an anxiety person and you have that much love for others, why aren't you praying? Flip it on yourself. Do. The action that you need to do is picturing this country moving in the right direction, picturing it, people loving one another, picture the goodness coming out of all of us, right? That's what you need to do. Now, what if you're in fear? You're a fear person? All right. You most likely, you're intelligent, you see things through, you read before you do, you read the instructions. You're one of the people who reads the instructions before you put together that piece of furniture you bought from IKEA. Okay, I don't do that. I look at the pictures and figure it out and get into trouble, then I have to go back and read. Okay, so I look to the head people, the fear people, because you tend to do things in a little bit more productive way. All right, I'm not saying that in general, I'm saying that. And I'm giving you all of the praise in the world, because it's you guys who are coming up with the ways to prevent things, okay? And so now if you're fearful, put that to good use, flip it. Ask, let me see what I can do about what I'm in fear of. Is there something that I can put into action? Put the anger together put the gut center together with the heart center, together with the head center. Put all three together and say, I love myself, my family, my country, and my world. I want to help. I want to spread goodness. I may be angry or fearful or anxiety over something that's going on, but I can tap into the superpower and come up with ways to help. And to, instead of adding to the trial and tribulation we're going through, can become part of the solution. So if we flip those emotions on ourselves, immediately we're tapping into soul. The second we just say it, okay, we don't have to know how to do anything, just have to say it. I want to tap into the soul. That's it. That's all you have to say. I want the superpower now. And you sit there, get a pen and paper if you have to, start writing things down, start hearing things in your head of things that you can do right now. Even if it is to calm yourself down, to go stand outside in the ground and put your feet in the dirt, which I just did. Okay, to be honest, I just did that. Even if it's to call a friend and say, you know what, I love you, I care about you, I want you to know I'm here for you. Okay, even if it's to maybe call somebody out of the blue and say, I want to talk about forgiveness. What we have been in a fight over for all these years, it doesn't make any sense anymore. Put all of this fear, anger, and anxiety to good use right now, and imagine the vibration that will change in the world. It'll start to lift us all up. And right now, the biggest issue we have is really not as much about the virus. It's about the fact that our resistance is low and we are getting the virus. That has a lot to say, because some people are not getting it, some people are. Why? And what can we do to help everyone change the frequency they're in? Because the frequency is what's really making this virus and ourselves attached to one another. In other words, the virus is not a living being looking for us or hunting us down. We're connecting to it, and it's either having an effect on us or it's not. Is there a way to lift us up, each other, the whole world, and try to get to a vibration where we are literally more powerful than that virus? Okay, I believe that. I believe that this will be coming to fruition soon if we don't stick our heads up the medication angle too much and we start putting as much money into research on the natural means that we can heal ourselves. We're going to see this. We're going to come to this knowingness of why some viruses affect us and some viruses don't. That's what we need to really concentrate on right now, in addition to medicine for the immediate needs and the money situation and everything else. Okay, we need to concentrate on what we can do. And if you're not in a position of power to make change or to take care of employees or whatever else, what can you do? If prayer is all you've got going on right now, trust me, you're probably adding more power and beauty to this world right now than anyone who has 20,000 employees and trying to keep them working. And that's the truth. Okay, that is the truth, because you're coming from a much higher perspective. And cumulatively, man, do we have the power to help create change? Because everything that we're hearing may go down, 100,000 deaths, 200,000 deaths in this country, whatever is being said, that is not a given. We can ask right now, what do I need to do to help my comrades, to help my fellow man, to help my neighbor, my family, myself? When we ask those questions, we're going to be shown very clearly and very simply, we need to be the best we can be right now. We need to rise up in our own selves. And that is what will change and resonate with each person around us. Bringing the best of ourselves, we're bringing in the best of humanity, we're all lifting. And that's when the wisdom's going to come in. That's when the ways and means to treat this condition, this virus, it's going to be the ways and means that we can treat people. It's going to be the ways and means that we can create the money to keep us going through this pandemic, okay, and what's going on in the world. It's far beyond what our comprehension is now. I don't care who out there thinks they're so smart. Okay, we're dumb as stumps. This has never happened before. So what do we need to do? We need to stay in tune spiritually through wisdom. We have to let it download. We have to let higher knowing and understanding grace us every minute. And the only way to do that is to stay pure of heart and mind, to take our human emotions and flip it into superpowers, flip it into soul, flip it out ourselves into the best we can possibly do. Okay, so I'm going to be coming on here with as many messages as I can about this because it happens to be the one thing that I do know. Because I've been studying it that long, okay? And I've been writing about it and researching it. And I know your potential. You have no clue until you start flipping it on what you can accomplish. Just try it. You have nothing to lose. Turning on the love right now, you have nothing to lose. We have everything to gain. Please try it. If you have any questions, reach out. I'm always here. Right now, this is my goal, is to help us and our country. And guess what? Even though we're hit the hardest, imagine if we can flip it, if we can unite and we can flip this, then we're going to have the greatest story to tell. And everybody is going to be watching us and everybody's going to learn from this, okay? This is our opportunity right now. No better time in history than right now to absolutely pour on the best of who we are and what we have. All right, I love you all.